Couldn't he have a simple name like DJ or something like that? Can't help it. Gotta make it difficult a little bit.
Exactly. All right, everyone, welcome to the final game today that we're broadcasting here at Canal Park, the 11U AA Championship between the Diamond Elite 10U Garcia and Pasco Stingers. Real quickly, the lineup for the Diamond Elite, leading off is Maximo, followed by Landon, then Cooper and D'Angelo. Then PJ, Kenny, Santee, Titan, Blaine, Evan, and then Griffin is your, he's going to be playing defense while Evan is hitting for him. On the Pasco Stinger side, we got Braden, John, Blaine, Bobby, Keegan, Carter, Nate, Deegan, and Landon. So Pasco is home, and you'll see on your scorecard that Pasco will be your home team, and your away team is the Diamond Elite is going to be your home team. The away team will be the Pasco Stingers as far as the score goes. All right, so I'll be back with you in just a moment. We'll get this one underway. All right, back at it here. Just to get a quick clarification, let's run through the Diamond Elite. Again, I inadvertently called out the ninth batter as Blaine, and it's actually Bane, as the nemesis in the Batman movie. So, as I was told by one of the fans. So anyway, thank you all for joining. Glad to have you here. This is Doc from Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network, bringing you live action of the 11U Championship here in Canal Park Field 7. Glad to have you all aboard, and I hope you enjoy the game as much as I enjoy bringing it to you. This tournament, the Holiday Home Run 2, is sponsored by VisitStPeteClearwater.com and, of course, put on by Tampa Bay USSSA. I'd like to thank all the site directors, media crew, and, of course, you parents, families, coaches, and players. Without you, none of this would be possible. All right, so we're about to get underway here. Pasco is the visiting team, and they'll be batting first, as I noted. So Braden will be leading off for the Pasco Stingers. We are once again facing the sunlight, as you guys can tell. So I say that as earlier today, a couple games earlier today, we were in the sunlight, and we had the same thing yesterday as well. So the sun is our friend, and apparently. So anyway, thank you all for joining again. So Pasco's going to bat 9, and they have 2 subs. And Diamond Elite is going to be batting 10, and they have one person that's playing defense, where the other person's batting for them. All right, so here we go. With the first pitch. Ball a little bit up, and it's a 1-0 count to Braden. So 1 ball, no strikes, just getting underway with the 11U AA championship here between Diamond Elite Tinu Garcia and Pasco Stingers. And it's a 1-0 count, and here's the pitch. Ball just off the plate, and it's 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody out, nobody on, top of the first. And the pitch. Call strike. And I was wrong about that, folks. It's a 1-2 count. My bad. I missed that first strike. So sorry about that. Oh, it is 2-1. Okay, so I was correct. There's ball 3, so it's 3-1. Just the way the umpire said strike, I thought he said 2. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on. Top of the first. Call strike 2. And it's now a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes on Braden. And the pitch. There's a line shot into left field. That's a single. Actually, it gets past the left fielder. That's going all the way to the fence. And Braden will go in with a stand-up double. So Braden leads off the game with a stand-up double. That brings in John. So behind the plate for Diamond Elite. So Maximo is pitching. And D'Aniello is catching. D'Aniello. I'll get that right in a minute. And there's a foul ball. It's no 1 count now to John. So John's up. Blaine's on deck. And here's the 0-1 to John. Called strike 2. There's a throw down to third. And Braden is in safely. So no balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Braden's on third base. He led off the inning with a double. And here is the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is 1 out. So 1 down. Blaine steps in. Bobby's on deck. Bobby's going to be your catcher for the Pasco Stingers. And here's the first pitch. Ball low, and it's going to be a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes to Blaine. 1 out, 1 on. Top of the first. No score. And the pitch. 2-0 count now to Blaine. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out. Braden stands down at third base. And the pitch. There's a ground ball to short. Shortstop just bounces over his head. That's going to score a run. That's going all the way to the fence. And Blaine will go into second with a double. So 1-0 now for the Pasco Stingers here in the top of the first. A double, a strikeout, and a double has landed a run on the Pasco Stingers side of the scoreboard. And here's the pitch. Called strike. And that's no 1 count. No balls, 1 strike. Blaine's at second. 1 out. And 1 run in so far. And the pitch. There's a line shot into center field. That's going to get in for a single. And Blaine will hold at third base. So 1 out single by Bobby. And now there's runners on the corners with 1 out. And Keegan stepping in. Carter comes out on deck. So runners on first and second. There's going to be a pinch runner for the catcher. It looks like number 26, looks like Easton, is going to pinch run for Bobby. All right, so Easton is down at first base. And there he goes. And the ball high. There's the throw down to second. Cut off by the shortstop. Mishandles it. And that scores another run. So Blaine scores. And Easton ends up down at second base. So 1 out, 2 runs in. So 1-0 count on Keegan. 1 out, 2 runners in. Easton stands down at second base. He's pinch running for Bobby. And the pitch. Ball in the dirt, and it's 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out, 1 on, and 2 runs are in this inning. It's ball 3. So 3 balls, no strikes. And here's a 3-0. Called strike. And it's a 3-1 count. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Three balls, 1 strike. 1 out. And here's the pitch. And that's ball 4. And Keegan is on with a walk. So runners at first and second now. Still 1 out. Carter steps in. Nate comes out on deck. There's a called strike, and it's an 0-1 count. So Maximo starts out with a strike against Carter. There's 1 down and 2 runners on. And ball just up a little bit. That's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. There's a bunt down the third base line, and it is foul. And that's going to make it a 1-2 count on Carter. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, 2 runners on. That's Easton down at second base, running for Bobby, who singled. And Keegan, who walked. There's swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is 2 outs. So the 2 outs that's happened has been strikeouts by Maximo. That brings in Nate, and Deegan comes out on deck. And here's the pitch. Call strike. So no balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. 2 on, 2 runs across. And here comes the, Maximo goes over to first base. It gets away from the first baseman. And that will allow Easton to move to third. So runners now on first and third. Let's see. Coach Garcia is going out to talk to his pitcher. Try to settle him down here. So runners on first and third. 2 outs. Stingers are ahead 2-0. All right. So here we go. An 0-1 count on Nate. And here comes the 0-1. Ball just off the plate. Keegan's still second base. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs to Nate. And 2 on. Runners on second and third. It's Easton. Called strike 2. And it's a 1-2 count. Keegan on second. Easton on third. And the pitch. Ball goes past the catcher. Catcher runs back, gets it, and everybody holds where they are. And it's a 2-2 count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on, 2 in. Here in the top of the first inning. And the pitch. Caught strike 3, and that is 3 outs. Interestingly enough, all 3 outs came on strikeouts by Maximo. All right, so Pasco amassed 3 hits and scored 2 runs. Left 2 on base, and there were no errors committed. And at the end of a half inning, it's 2-0 Pasco. All right, coming up here in the bottom half of the inning for Diamond Elite is going to be leading off is Maximo, who's just on the mound, followed by Landon and then Cooper. I'm just going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with you in just a moment. All right, so here we go. Nice throw down by Bobby there. So Maximo stepping in. Landon's on the mound. Bobby's behind the plate. You just saw Bobby get that single in the top half of the inning. We're here in the bottom half of the first, getting things underway here. All right, so here's the first pitch. Called strike, and it's a 0-1 count. So no balls, 1 strike to Maximo. And here's the 0-1. It's a fly ball into left field. Left fielder's going back on it and makes the catch. And that is 1 out. So nice drive by Maximo. Landon steps in. Cooper comes out on deck. So this is the 11U championship, and you did not mistakenly hear me say that the Diamond Elite is a 10U team, and they definitely are. There's a line shot into left field. Oh, just over the left fielder's head. That's going to get in. That's going to be a double for Landon. So Landon starts off with a 2-out double, and you're hearing the Jets overhead. They're actually quite a ways away. They're still got afterburners on, but I had them fly over just for this game, the championship. They're a little early, but you know. There's a line shot into right field, and right fielder's on it, makes the catch, and that's 2 away. So Daniello steps in. So with 2 outs, Landon stands down at second base with the double. The pitch count this inning has been pretty low due to the strike throwing by Landon and the hitting by Diamond Elite. And here's the pitch, ball outside. And so no count to D'Angelo. One of the coaches said that they were going to tongue twist me on that one, and they definitely have. And here's the 1-0 to D'Angelo. And it's a 2-0 count now. So 2 balls, no strikes. A couple great plays by the outfielders for the Pasco Stingers. I think I'll tell you who. I know who the left fielder is. I just don't know who the right fielder is because the sun's in my face. I can't see his number. Foul ball, and it's a 2-1 count. That is Nate. I thought that was Nate, but I just wanted to double check. Again, not sure who the right fielder is, but nice play by him as well and getting the second out. And here is the pitch. I believe it's 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs, 1 on. Bottom of the first inning. Pasco leads it. Pasco Stingers lead it 2-1 over Diamond Elite. Or 2-0, sorry, 2-0. I'm thinking of the first inning and the score at the same time. So 2-0 here in the first inning. There's a fly ball, shallow right. Right fielder's calling him off and makes the catch. And that is, calls off the second base and makes the catch, and that is 3 outs. And that is 57. And number 57 for the Stingers is Keegan. So a couple nice plays out there by Keegan. And shout out for him. All right, so no runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and no errors. And at the end of 1, it's Pasco Stingers 2, Diamond Elite 0. Coming to bat in the top of the second for the Stingers, it's going to be Deegan, followed by Landon, and then back to the top of the order with Braden, who had the leadoff double and scored. This is Doc with the Tampa Bay USA Sports Network, and we'll be right back in just a moment. All right, so Deegan steps in. Maximo's still on the mound. D'Angelo still behind the plate. D'Angelo. There we go. I get it right eventually. There's a line shot out in the left center field. That's going to get down. And Deegan is on with a long single. There's a line ground ball to second base. Bounces over the second baseman. A really tough hop. And we'll award a single to Landon. So back-to-back singles put runners on first and second with nobody out. Back to the top of the order with Braden. Like I said, who doubled his first time up. And here's the 0-2. Or, sorry, first pitch. Now it's 0-1. I was looking at the score. Sorry about that, folks. A little distracted here. All right, here we go. Things back in order, straightened out, and the lights just came on. So we'll have some lights here shortly as it gets darker. So it's a 1-1 count now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Strike 2. Nice throw, nice pitch by Maximo. It makes it a 1-2 count on Braden. Nobody out, top of the second inning. And that is ball 2. So 2-2 count now to Braden. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, 2 on. Top of the second. That's a 2-0 lead for the Pasco Stingers in this 11U championship. And the pitch. Foul ball. And we will do 2-2 again. And here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's 1 out. So I have to call this out. Maximo, it's pretty amazing. All 4 outs that have been registered for Diamond Elite have been strikeouts by Maximo. So 1 down, 2 on. John steps in. He struck out his first time up. And on deck is Blaine, who doubled and drove in an RBI and scored his first time up. There's a pop fly, shallow left. Nice diving catch by the left fielder. Wow. That was Kenny. Kenny Garcia dove and made that catch out in left field. And a great job out there. Doing a quick switch there, bringing Kenny in. I don't know if he got hurt or no. He was running fine, so I think he did get a little injured, but they're just going to double check him there, and I'm quite sure he will be okay. So anyway, nice catch. 2 down now. 2 down, 2 on. It's a ball to Blaine. So Blaine doubled in an RBI. He got a double, drove in an RBI, and scored last inning. He's got a 1-0 count and 2 outs. Called strike, and that's a 1-1 count. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, 2 on. It's still 2-0 in favor of Pasco. Pasco started out with back-to-back singles by Deegan and Landon, and since then have amassed 2 outs. And here's the pitch off the plate, and it's 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Deegan's at second, Landon is at first. And here comes the 2-1. Ball inside, and it's now a 3-1 count to Blaine. So 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. Top of the second. And here's the 3-1. And bases are loaded. So 2 outs, bases loaded. That brings in Bobby, who's singled his first time up. And on deck will be Keegan, who walked his first time up. And the pitch. Pop fly on the infield. Third baseman's come over to make the play and misses it. It drops in fair territory. That scores a run. And Bobby is safe at first. So an infield single for Bobby. RBI there. So right now the score's 3-0. Deegan scored. That puts Landon on third, Blaine on second, and Bobby on first. So not sure what the controversy is right now. All right, so bases remain loaded.
Let's go!
So it hit in fair territory behind third base is what the umpire was saying. So that's why everyone was able to be safe and moved up as it went into foul territory. All right, so 2 down, 1 run across. It's a 3-0 ball game now in favor of the Pasco Stingers. Bases are still loaded. Landon at third, Blaine at second, Bobby at first, and here's the pitch. There's a drive into shallow right field. First baseman's got it, and that is 3 outs. So Pasco picks up 1 run on 3 hits. No errors were committed that inning, and 3 were left on base. So far, Pasco's left 5 runners on base. All right, so here we are in the bottom of the second inning. Leading off for Diamond Elite is going to be PJ, followed by Kenny and Santee. So Kenny is one that made that diving catch out in left field a little bit ago. In the first inning, they got 1 hit and left 1 on base. And Pasco has got 6 hits and left 5 on base while scoring 3 runs. All right, so we'll take a quick break here while we let the warm-ups happen. And this is Doc from the Tampa Bay Eutrope USA Sports Network. Actually, I think it's DJ, not PJ. The way it was written, it looked like P, but I'm going to validate that here in just a second. So anyway, Landon's still on the mound, and here's the pitch. Ball inside. And here's the 1-0 from Landon. Strike two. Or strike one, sorry. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Thank you. It is PJ, so I did write it down correctly. There's a ground ball to second base. Fielded by the second baseman. Throws over to first. And that is 1 out. So 1 down. Kenny steps in. And here's the first pitch to Kenny. There's a ground ball to second base. Second baseman fields it, throws over to first, and that is 2 outs. So Santi steps in.
Rise early in this game. Let's go. Get some energy. Let's go.
And Titan is on deck. There's a pop fly on the infield. Third baseman comes in. Oh! Third baseman and pitcher run into each other, and that allows Santi to get on. So we'll call that an E on the third baseman. And 1 runner is on. So 2 outs. And 2 outs so far. Santi's on first base. Titan steps in. Bain is on deck. And the pitch. Ball outside. That's a 1-0 count on Titan. And here's the 1-0 pitch from Landon. Ball high. So 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs, 1 on. Thanks to the error, allowing Santi to get on base. And pitch. Called strike, and it's 2-1 now. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Titan. And here comes the 2-1. It's a line shot into left field. That's going to get down for a hit. Nate's tracking it down, and that moves Santi to second base. So a 2-out single by Titan. Puts 2 runners on, and that brings Bain to the plate with Evan on deck. So 2 outs, 2 on, the bottom of the second. Pasco leads it 3-0. And the pitch, ball outside. And it's a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes to Bain. Got Titan down at first, Santi down at second. And the pitch. Ball in the dirt, and it's 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. 2 outs. 2 on. And here comes the 3-0 to Bain. Hit him in the helmet, dead ball, and so Bain is on with a walk. So base is loaded now. So after getting 2 quick outs to second base, Diamond Elite has loaded the bases. And Evan is stepping in, and that'll put Maximo on deck. Maximo flew out to left field his first time up. Coach is going out to talk to their pitcher. All right, so Evan's going to step in here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike. 2 outs, bases loaded. And the pitch. Almost went. And it's 1-1 now. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, bases loaded. 3-0 lead for the Pasco Stingers. But Diamond Elite is threatening. And the pitch. Ball high. And that makes it 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. And here's the 2-2 delivery. There comes the runner. Ball in the dirt, and it's full count now. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Bases loaded. Some runners will be going on this pitch. Foul ball. And we'll do 3-2 again. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Bases loaded. And here is the payoff pitch. There's a pop fly just over the pitcher's head. That drops in the shortstop. Braden throws over, and that is 3 outs. So no runs. They got 1 hit. There's 1 error committed and left 3 on base. At the end of 2, Pasco leads it 3-0. Coming up for Pasco Stingers in the the top half of the 3rd is Carter struck out his first time up swinging. Nate struck out his first time up looking, and Deegan who singled and scored. This is Doc, Tampa Bay USA Sports Network. Be back with you in just a moment.
I'm like, let's just cram it up.
All right, so we'll get the top of the third underway here. Leading off is Carter. He did strike out his last time up. And here is the first pitch. Maximo still on the mound. Ball just a little up. And it is a 1-0 count to Carter. And the pitch. Ball, swing and a miss. Strike one. So 1-1 count to Carter. Nobody out, nobody on. Top of 3. 11U championship here between the Pasco Stingers and the Diamond Elite 10U Garcia. Ball high. And it's a 2-1 count now. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Carter. Pasco Stingers do lead at 3-0. They are the the away team on your score sheet, or on the scoreboard on the video. And the pitch. It's a ground ball to short. Shortstop throws over. And the pitch, or the first baseman, what a play by the first baseman. Leap up and get that and still get the out. And that was Landon for the Diamond Elite. So nice job, Landon, on jumping up and getting that to secure that out for the shortstop. So 1 down. Nate steps in. Nate struck out looking his last time up. It's a foul ball. And it's an 0-1 count now. So no balls, 1 strike. D'Angelo still behind the plate. And the pitch. Ground ball to second base. Second baseman fields it cleanly, throws over to first, and that is 2 down. So 2 quick outs, and Deegan steps in. Deegan singled and scored his last time up. And on deck is Landon, who also singled his last time up. And the pitch. Ball outside. So 1 ball, no strikes to Deegan. 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the third. Pasco leads at 3-0. And the pitch. It's a ground ball to third. Right between the third baseman's legs and goes into all the way to the fence. So Deegan is going to end up on second base. And we're going to call that an error on the third baseman. So 2 outs. Deegan's on second. Landon steps in. On deck is Braden. So Braden has doubled, scored, and struck out, which he did his last time at bat. So Landon steps in. And the pitch. Ball just a little bit up. And it's a 1-0 count to Landon. So 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, 1 on. Here in the top of the third. There's a pop fly out of play, off just to our right. And that makes it a 1-1 count now. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Landon. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs. 1 on. That's Deegan down at second base. And the pitch. Ball just a little bit over the head of Landon, and it's a 2-2 count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. A lot of 2s in there. I mean, a lot of 2s tonight in this game, so deuce is wild. Here we go. There's a ground ball to third. Nope. Yes. Nice play. And that is 3 outs. So no runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on. And after 2.5, it's 3-0 Pasco. That play by the third baseman was Cooper. So shout out to Cooper for making that nice play at third base just now. All right, so coming up for Diamond Elite in the bottom of the third inning, I believe we're going back to the top of the lineup, and we are with Maximo. He flied out to the left field his first time up. Landon, who doubled, and finally Cooper, who flew out to right field. Same. Mine was the opposite. I had 5 yesterday and 4 today, so.
I mean, thank God it's not real hot and humid.
Yes, I agree.
Being on your feet
Yes.
the whole time. That's
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree.
my pinky toe on my right foot, it feels like it's broke.
So Landon's still on the mound. Bobby's still behind the plate
For months.
for Pasco Stingers.
And I had to check.
Let's answer some questions for the umpire.
And it's like right in here.
So that's what the
Step.
little bit of conversation was.
That's why I'm
All right, so here we go. The warm-ups have finished, and we'll get this underway. All right, and here's the first pitch by Landon. It's a pop foul, heads out of play, and somehow it missed all the cars. That was quite amazing how it missed all the cars. That's no 1 count to Maximo. And here's the pitch. Ball in the dirt, and it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Maximo. Here in the bottom of the third, Diamond Elite trails Pasco Stingers 3-0. And here is the 1-1. 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Maximo. As we're just getting to the bottom of the third of this really good battle between Diamond Elite 10U and the Pasco Stingers. And here is the 2-1. 3-1 now. So 3 balls, 1 strike to Maximo. Landon's on deck. He doubled his last time up. And here is the 3-1. Called strike. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. And here's the 3-2 pitch. It's a pop fly on the infield. Second baseman's under it, makes the catch. And that is 1 out. So 1 down, Landon steps in. He doubled his first time up. He will be followed by Cooper's on deck, who flew out to right field his first time up. And he also is the one that made that great play at third base last inning to end the inning. So, again, great job by Cooper. So, call time by the umpire. A couple of good defensive plays by the Diamond Elite. Kenny Garcia out in left field, that diving catch. And then Cooper on the third base weird hop, snagged it and threw the guy out. Also there's a ball low to Landon, who actually was also, shout out to him too, another good defensive effort there to save the ball from going over his head, leaped up, caught it, got back down in the bag, and got the out. There's a line shot to shortstop. Braden just off of his glove. And there's a runner on for Diamond Elite. And we're going to give an error to Braden on that. So Cooper steps in. D'Angelo is on deck. Both of them flew out to right field. So 1 out, 1 on. Overthrows first base. That's going to allow Landon overthrows first base. That's going to allow Landon for Diamond Elite to go to second. So we'll give an error to the pitcher on that one. And so 2 errors committed this inning so far on the same batter. And here's the pitch. It's a line shot out in the left field. That's going to go foul off the fence. Just in foul territory, and it's an 0-1 count. So no balls, 1 strike. One out, 1 on. And here's the pitch. It's a ground ball back to the pitcher. Mishandled by the pitcher, fielded by Braden, and mishandled by the first baseman. And that's going to score a run for Diamond Elite. So coach calls times out, goes out and talk to his team. So we'll call an error on the shortstop again on the throw over. Actually, I'll take that back. We'll call that an error on the first baseman because the throw was to his glove, and he did miss it. So 3 errors committed this inning, which has cost a run that allowed Landon to score. And Cooper is on first base. So it looks like Landon will remain in as the pitcher. And it's a 3-1 ball game. So 3 balls. Actually, nothing. Sorry. Wow. My apologies, folks. All right, so D'Angelo steps in. He flew out to right field his last time up. And here's the first pitch to him. There's a ball inside. That gets past the Bobby, and that's going to allow Cooper to go to second base. And it's ball 1 to D'Angelo. And the pitch. There's a ball outside, and it's 2-0. Landon gets a sign, comes set, and delivers the 2-0 pitch. Ball 3. So 3-0. Cooper's still down at second base. And here's the 3-1. Called strike. 3-0, sorry. Now it's 3-1. Called strike. So 3 balls, 1 strike. There's a ground ball back. Oh, nice snag by Landon. Throws over to first. That's 2 outs. And Cooper stays at second base. So 2 down, 1 on, 1 run across. PJ steps in. PJ grounded out to second base his first time up. Ooh, that hits PJ, and now PJ's on. So runners at first and second.
Coming up the bat, number 9, Kenny Garcia.
So Kenny steps in. Kenny also grounded out to second his first time up. Now they have runners on first and second with 2 outs. This ball just a little bit up to Kenny. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, 2 on. It's a 3-1 ball game. Diamond Elite trail by 2. And the pitch. There's a ground ball to second base. There's no one coming for first. First baseman recovers and gets the out. So nice job by the first baseman to recover. So 3 down, and so Diamond Elite gets 1 run on no hits, 3 errors, and 2 left on base. And at the end of 3 innings, it is 3-1 in favor of the Pasco Stingers. So coming up in the top of the 4th, it's going to be back to the top of the order with Braden, John, and Blaine. This is Doc, the Tampa Bay Utah USA Sports Network. I'll be back with you just momentarily. All right, so it's a ball high on the first pitch there. The top of the 4th to Braden. And ball inside. And it's 2-0. So new pitcher has come in for the Diamond Elite. And that's going to be PJ is now on the mound for Diamond Elite. Comes the ball high. So 2 balls, no strikes. And here's the 2-0. Foul ball. And it's 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike down. And here's the 2-1. There's a line shot out in the left field, just over top of the center fielder's glove. And Braden is on with a single. So a single for Braden. That brings in John, who has... So Braden, just real quickly, he doubled to start the game off, struck out, and now he's singled to start the top of the 4th. So John steps in. John struck out in the first inning, and he flew out to left field in the second inning. And that was when Garcia made the diving catch. So long single for Braden, and here's the pitch. Ball up, and Braden holds at first base. So 1-0 count to John, 1 ball, no strikes. And there goes Braden. Ball in the dirt, and he will safely go into second base. So 2 balls, no strikes. Timeout by the umpire. Let the coach talk to his player. His pitcher to settle him down. So let you absorb the sounds of the game while we wait for the conference to end. And try to make it a little easier for you to see. There we go. All right. So I think we got, it's another ball there. So 3-0 count now. Called strike, and Braden goes to third base. So it's a 3-1 count now on John. And the pitch. Called strike, and now it's a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the 4th inning, Braden at third base. And the pitch. Ball 4. And that puts runners on first and third. So Blaine steps in. So Blaine has doubled and walked, drove in an RBI, and scored. So runners at first and third. I would imagine John will be running on this pitch to go to second base. But we'll see. And there he goes. Ball gets passed. Here comes Braden, and Braden will score. And that makes it a 4-1 ball game. So ball in the dirt to Blaine. That's going to move John to second. And he was going anyway on the pitch. That's a 1-0 count. And a 4-1 lead. And here in the top of the 4th. In the pitch, there's a foul ball down the left field line, just out of the reach of the third baseman, Maximo.
Nice hustle, Maxie!
And it's a 1-1 count to Blaine. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball inside, and it's 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out, 1 on, 1 run across so far this inning in the top of the 4th for the Pasco Stingers. And the pitch. Ball in the dirt. And it's 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike. On Blaine. On deck is Bobby, who singled twice and drove in an RBI. There's a ground ball back up the middle. That's going to get through. Wow, that hopped clear over the second baseman. Here comes the throw home, and he's going to be safe. And Blaine will end up on second base. So a single, and he will go to second on the throw. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen a ball hop that high. Second base, there was no way the second baseman could even come close to catching that one. And it is a 5-1 lead for the Stingers. Still nobody out. Runner on second. Bobby steps in. Keegan's on deck. Keegan walked and popped out to first base. But Bobby is in there. He's got his 2 singles and an RBI. And the pitch. Ball off the plate. That gets away from the catcher. And that allows Blaine to move over to third. So Bobby has a 1-0 count on him now. So 1 ball, no strikes. So D'Angelo is behind the plate still. Ball high. Nice stop by D'Angelo on that one to prevent Blaine from coming home. But it's a 2-0 count now on Bobby. A little equipment issue from the catcher. And the pitch, called strike, and it's 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Bobby. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. 1 on. 2 runs across. Called strike, and it's now 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Blaine's down at third base. It's a 5-1 lead for Pasco. And the pitch. Ground ball, shortstop. Shortstop can't handle it. It goes into center field, and Bobby is on. We'll go ahead and award him his 3rd single, as that was a pretty hard hit ball and pretty difficult to handle, and scores a run. So another RBI, and it's a 6-1 ball game. So Easton will be running again for Bobby. And the pitch. Pop fly into right field. Right fielder's coming in. No, second baseman tries to get to it. He couldn't get to it. And that will be a force out at second base as it dropped over. So fielder's choice by Keegan. It's 1 out. So we'll call it 8-6. So center fielder to... The center fielder came over as well, but he picked it up, threw it to shortstop, and got the out at second. So 1 down. Keegan at first. 3 runs in. Keegan now steals second base on the wild pitch. 6-1's the lead. Top of 4th. And the pitch. Foul ball. And to Carter. So Carter has struck out and grounded out to short. Nate's on deck. He struck out and grounded out to second. But Nate did make a good play out in left field as well. And the pitch. Here's the pitch to Carter. So I think it's a 2-1 count now. Keegan's at third. Yep, 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike, and a 2-1 pitch. Foul ball. And it's 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on, 3 runs across. And here's the 2-2, ball 3. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Keegan's down at third base, 1 out. And here's the payoff pitch, ball 4. And Carter's on with a walk. So runners at first and third. Nate steps in. Again, he struck out, grounded out to second. So runners on the corners. Gonna guess there's probably a pitching change coming here. Maybe not. Coach has not asked for the ball. I think he's just trying to settle his pitcher down. And we'll wait and see. And the pitching change has been made. So now pitching is going to be Kenny Garcia. So Kenny is now on the mound. He'll be warming up. And with that, we'll take a quick break. And this is Doc in the Tampa Bay Triple A Sports Network. Here's the first pitch to Kenny, called strike, or first pitch by Kenny. Now they have Keegan in a rundown. Keegan is now out. All right, so strike on Nate. Keegan got caught in a rundown, and so we'll say 5-2 on that one. That's 2 outs, and Carter is on second base. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The ground ball to short, across the diamond, and that is 3 outs. So Pasco gets 3 runs on, let's see, 3 hits. 1 left on, and just double checking if there's any. There is 1 error, and at the end of 3.5, it's 6-1 in favor of Pasco. All right, coming up in the bottom half of the 4th is Santee, Titan, and Bain. Santee reached on error by third base. Titan singled, and Bain walked. He was hit by pitch his first time out. They actually loaded the bases. All right. Just about ready to get underway. We'll be back in just a moment.
Number 16, Santiago Pasco.
Vega's going in for yeah. And then Alaska 26 is coming for Garcia.
We all set?
Did he say Deegan or Keegan for Wesley?
All right, foul ball at the plate here. It's a 0-1 count now to Santee. There was a couple lineup changes which I'll fill you in on here after this inning is over. There's a ball high, and it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike now on Santee. There's a fly ball in the right field. That's going for extra bases for sure. Nope. Long single though. Wow. Great job by the right fielder getting over there to get the ball. But a nice line drive single by Santee to lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th inning. All right, so Titan steps in. He singled his last time up. And it's a ball low. So 1-0 count to Titan. Santee's on first base. Nobody out. Bottom of the 4th inning. It's a 6-1 lead for the Pasco Stingers. And the pitch. Ball in the dirt. And it is a 2-0 count. So 2 balls, no strikes. And the 2-0 pitch. Strike right down the middle. So Landon is still on the mound. Bobby's still behind the plate. And it's a 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. So 3 balls, 1 strike. And here's the 3-1 pitch. That's a wild pitch. That's going to put, well, it was a walk anyway. But Santee goes to second. And Titan goes to first. So nobody out. Runners on first and second. Bain steps in. Bain walked his last time. He was hit by a pitch, actually. That loaded the bases. All right, so here we go. Nobody out. Bottom of 4. And here's the pitch by Landon. Foul ball. And it's a 0-1 count. So no balls, 1 strike. Wow, so a balk by Landon moves the runners up. So runners on second and third now. 0-1 count. Ball just outside, and it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Bain. Runners in second and third, so runners definitely in scoring position to cut the lead in half. And the pitch. Fly ball at the right center field. And right fielder catches it, runs into the center fielder, gets up. Runners tag, they move up, and it is a 6-2 ball game. So 1 down, Evans steps in. Evan grounded out to short his last time up. On deck is Maximo, who flown out to left field and flown out to the second baseman. And here's the pitch. Ball low, and it is a 1-0 count to Evan. So 6-2 ball game here in the bottom of the fourth. Pasco Stingers lead it. And here is the pitch. Foul ball. And it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. 1 on, 1 in. It's a lot of ones this inning. All right. And the pitch. Call strike 2. So it's a 1-2 count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And it is a 1-2 pitch. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Misplayed, fielded by Braden across the diamond, and he gets the out. But another run scores. And indeed, Diamond Elite has cut the lead to 6-3. Brings up Maximo. Landon's on deck. He doubled and reached on an error. And the pitch. It's a ground ball backed up the middle. Braden fields it again across the diamond, and that is 3 outs. Braden has been a solid state at the shortstop position tonight. So great job out there, Braden, for backing up your pitcher and taking care of business. So that's 3 outs. So 2 runs. And on actually 1 hit, believe it or not. And see, no errors committed that time. And there is 1 left on base. Or I'm sorry, none left on base. 0 left on base. And at the end of 4, Pasco 6, Diamond Elite 3. So Kenny's still out there on the mound for Diamond Elite. Coming up in the top of the 5th inning for Pasco Stingers. So this is where some of the changes were made. So actually, Wesley will be batting for Deegan and coming into play his position. Landon will be on deck. So Landon will be on deck. Landon singled and grounded out to third. And then Braden will be coming up, and he has singled, doubled, and struck out and scored twice. All right, so Wesley steps in. All right, so Wesley steps in. To lead off here in the 5th inning. And here is the first pitch. Called strike, and it's no 1 count to Wesley. So no balls, 1 strike, nobody out, nobody on. Top of 5, Pasco leads it 6-3 over Diamond Elite. And here is the 0-1. Ball a little bit low, and it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And here comes the 1-1. Line shot down the left field line. That's going to be foul. And it is now 1-2 on Wesley. So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Nice hit, Wesley. Let's go, D. Let's go. Straighten it out, Wesley.
And here's the 1-2 pitch from Kenny. And it makes it 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Come on, Kenny. You got it, buddy.
Nobody out, nobody on. Top of the 5th inning. 6-3 lead by Pasco Stingers. And ball just off the plate, and it's a full count.
You got it, Kenny. That was a great pitch. Let's go. Keep going.
And the pitch. Ground ball foul.
Keep battling, Kenny. You got it, bud.
So it remains 2-2. I'm sorry, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Kenny looks in, gets his sign, comes set and delivers. It's a ground ball in the hole, into left field, and Wesley's on with the leadoff single. So brings Landon to the plate. Landon's the current pitcher. And Braden will be on deck.
You got it, Kenny.
And here is the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. So no one 0-1 on Landon.
Hey, watch it all.
Wesley's down at first base. Nobody out, top of the 5th. Braden is on deck. Landon singled and grounded out to third. There's a ground ball to second base. And that is, nice job by Cooper. And that is 2 outs. Or I'm sorry, 1 out. So 1 down. That moves Wesley over to second base. Braden steps in. Braden has doubled, scored, and singled and scored. And also struck out. And here is the pitch. Ball inside, and it's a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes to Braden. 1 out, 1 on, top of 5th. Called strike, and it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out.
Let's go. Smack it out there.
And the pitch. Ground ball back at the middle, fielded by Kenny. Goes over to first base. And that is 2 away, excuse me. So 2 down. Runner on second base, that is Wesley out there on second. And John steps in. John has struck out, flown out to left field, and walked and scored a run. And pitch. Ball just a little bit up. And it's a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes. (2-0), and it's 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. It's a 6-3 ball game. Pasco is in the lead. And the pitch. It's a ground ball in the hole, and that's going to score another run. And John is on with a 2-out single. So Wesley scores, and that makes it 7-3. So 2 outs. John at first. Blaine steps in. Blaine has doubled, scored, and drove in an RBI. Walked and singled and scored and drove in an RBI. So he is 2 for 2 today. And the pitch. There's a runner, and he is safe as the ball goes into center field, but quickly backed up by the center fielder. So John is down at second base with a stolen base. So 1 ball, no strikes to Blaine.
You got it, Kitty. Let's go, bud.
And Pasco has extended their lead here in the top of the 5th. It's 2 outs. And the pitch. Ball low. And it is now 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes.
You got it, Kitty.
And here is the... Nope. Kenny checks the runner at second. John gets back in there. Okay. And the pitch. That gets past the catcher, D'Angelo, and that makes it a 3-0 count and allows John to move over to third.
Come on, Kitty. You got it, buddy.
So 3 balls, no strikes. Bobby's on deck. Bobby has singled 3 times and drove in 2 RBIs. And he is 3 for 3, as well as doing a great job behind the plate. So that's ball 4. And runners on first and third. So Bobby steps up. On deck is going to be Keegan. Now Keegan has walked, popped out to the pitcher and hit into a fielder's choice. So coach for the Diamond Elite has called timeout to go out and talk to his pitcher to settle him down and settle his team down. Kenny remains on the mound.
Come on, Kitty. You got it, buddy.
Let's go, KG3. Nobody better in this spot. Let's go, move now.
All right, runners at first and third. Blaine at first. My guess is he's going to take off on this pitch. John is at third. There goes Blaine. And Blaine will be on second base. It's a 1-0 count to Bobby. 1 ball, no strikes. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 5th. 1 runner's already across, extended the lead 7-3 now. And the pitch. With 2 balls, no strikes. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. 2 on here in the 5th. And the pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. And it's a 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike. That hits Bobby. And he's on. And that loads the bases for Keegan. And I thought we were going to see a pitcher change, but not the case. We got Nate going in to run for Bobby. So Bobby's been on base every time he's been up today. So Keegan steps in, walked, flew out to first base and reached on the fielder's choice. There's a ball in the dirt. And here comes the runner. It's a dead ball. Run scores anyway because hit by pitch. So it's now an 8-3 ball game. And And the bases are still loaded with 2 outs. So Carter steps in. Carter has struck out, grounded out to short, and walked. Bases are loaded. There's a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. It's a ground ball to first base. First baseman fields it, touches first, and that is the inning. All right, so 2 runs on 2 hits. And no errors that inning. As I quickly glance. And at the end of 4.5, it is the Pasco Stingers 8, Diamond Elite 3. All right, coming up in the bottom of the inning for Diamond Elite is going to be Landon, followed by Cooper, and then D'Angelo. Landon has doubled and reached on an error. Cooper flew out to right field and reached on an error. And D'Angelo has flown out to right field and grounded out to the pitcher. So, folks, again, thank you for joining us here on the broadcast. We simulcast on Facebook and YouTube. So our YouTube channel, if you're on it, you already know it. It's Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. As you can see, we have all kinds of videos on our Facebook side, too. We also have all kinds of just multimedia shots throughout the day. So we have a multimedia crew that goes around the different fields, different locations in the tournament, and covers different snippets of the games, different hits, pitches, and things like that. So make sure you check it out. Subscribe, like, especially YouTube. Subscribe and like the channel, or like the videos rather, and also hit notifications so that way you can be notified the next time we go live in our next tournament. We've done 9 games. This is the 9th game this weekend that we've broadcast on both YouTube and Facebook. All right, so here we go. Landon steps in. Landon throws the first pitch, and it's grounded back to Landon, and Landon throws him out at first. A lot of Landons there, so 1 down. So 1 out. Cooper steps in. Cooper flew out to right and reached on an error. All right, so here we go with the first pitch to Cooper. That's a ball in the dirt, and it's a 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strikes to Cooper. Landon looks in, gets a sign from Bobby. He comes set and delivers the 1-0 to Cooper. Call strike. And it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 5th. Pasco Stingers lead at 8-3. And here's the 1-1. Ground ball to third, foul, just to the left of third base. And that makes it a 1-2 count on Cooper. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the 5th for Diamond Elite. And the pitch. Foul ball, and we'll do 1 and 2 over again. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here is the 1-2. There's a pop fly in the shallow left center. Second baseman goes back on it. Couldn't quite get it. That was a nice try by Carter. He just couldn't come up with it. So we will award a single to Cooper. So D'Angelo comes up. And he is flown out to right field and grounded out to the pitcher. So it's 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of 5 for Diamond Elite. On deck is PJ. And that's a ball 1 to D'Angelo. So 1-0 count. PJ has grounded out to second and reached by hit by pitch. As the ball gets away from Bobby, and that allows Cooper to go to second base. So it's 2-0 count now. And called strike, and it's a 2-1 count. So 2 balls, 1 strike to D'Angelo. One out, 1 on. Bottom of 5. And Diamond Elite trail by 5. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes on D'Angelo. Landon's pitching a really good game. Only giving up 3 runs. Part of those were due to some errors, but overall the defense has played really well and the team has played really well against a pretty talented Diamond Elite 10U team. It's a foul ball, so we'll do 2-2 again. And likewise, this team, the Diamond Elite, has done a great job in this tournament and tonight. So shout out to both teams and how well they played against each other and played in this tournament. And it's 2-2 in the pitch. There's a line shot into left field. That's going to get in for a single, but that gets past the left fielder, but Cooper holds at second base. So 1 out single. So runners on first and second. PJ steps in. Again, he grounded out to second base and got hit by a pitch. On deck is Kenny. So Kenny is grounded out to second base twice. So 1 out, runners on first and second. And the pitch. Ball outside. And here's the 1-0 pitch from Landon. Fly ball. That's a deep fly ball. That's over the center fielder's head. That's going to get in for at least a single. And the bases will be loaded. Nice job, by the way, by whoever's ever in center field. I can't see the numbers, so I can't tell. But whoever's playing center field right now did a great job getting back on that and getting it in to prevent any runs from coming across the plate. So bases are loaded with 1 out. Kenny steps in. On deck is Santee. Again, Kenny's grounded out to second base twice, so he's 0 for 2. And here is the pitch. Ball low, and it's a 1-0 count. It looks like, I'm still trying to figure out who that is in center field. It looks like John, actually. It looks like 11. And if it is John, or whoever it was, anyway, they did a great job, but we'll go with John for now. The ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out, bases loaded. Diamond Elite is threatening here in the bottom of the 5th in the pitch. Strike, and that's 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. So Landon looks in, gets a sign from Bobby. He comes set and delivers the 2-1. Ball off the plate, and it's now 3-1. So Landon has nowhere to put Kenny in this case. So he's got to make something happen here. Or Kenny can get a hit and walk and drive in another run for Diamond Elites. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. And that's going to be a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases loaded. And And here's the 3-2. There's a grab ball in the left field. That's going to get in for a single and score at least one, and it does. And the game is now 8-4. So Cooper scores, moves D'Angelo to third, PJ to second. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change here. Shout out to Landon there, great job. It's an RBI single for Kenny. So Landon will hang up his pitching shoes for the night. Nate will take the mound. So Nate is coming back in. Easton is out, so Easton will go back to being a sub, and he can pinch run, but he cannot come back in the game. All right, so Nate is now the pitcher. Great job by Landon today in this championship. All right, so bases still remain loaded. There's still one out, and that brings Santee to the plate. Now, Santee has singled, scored, and also reached on an error by the third baseman. On deck will be Titan, who has singled, and it's the first pitch by Nate to Santee, and that is ball one. So 1-0 count. Base is still loaded. And the 1-0 pitch. Called strike. And it's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. 1 run across. It's 8-4 ball game. And bases are loaded. The tying run is at the plate. There's a line shot into right field. That's going to get down. That's going to score 2 runs. And that allows Kenny to go all the way to third base, and it's an 8-6 ball game. So two RBI single for Santee. I have a strong, there he goes. I was just getting ready to say that. I have a feeling he's going to steal. And now runners on second and third. An 0-1 count to Titan. So no balls, 1 strike. 1 out. Runners on second and third, and 3 runs in. There's a line shot into right field. That's going to get down for a single. That's going to score another run. Oh, they get him at first. Wow, nice job. I think that was Keegan in right field. So nice job by Keegan to get the runner. And that did score another run for Diamond Elite. So 2 down. And it's an 8-7 ball game. So 4 runs have come across here in the bottom of the 5th for Diamond Elite. There's a line shot in center field. Oh, nice try by Braden. And the tying run is crossing the plate. And the ball game is tied. Wow. Unbelievable. So single by Bain. And this game is all notched up at 8. 5 runs have come across this inning for Diamond Elite. 2 outs. Evans steps in. He's grounded out twice to shortstop. That was a nice try, diving try by Braden out at shortstop on that one. It just couldn't quite come up with it, and that allowed run to score. And it is an 8-8 ball game. Wow, unbelievable. What a comeback by Diamond Elite. And the pitch. There's a ball low. And Bain goes to second base. So 1 ball, no strikes. The go-ahead run is at second base. It is the bottom of the fifth. And it's a 2-0 count. So 2 balls, no strikes. Bottom of the fifth inning. It's a tie ball game. Bain out of second. Is having a little issue with his shoes, and they're correcting that. That's all fixed now. And here we go. So Evan is in. He's got a 2-0 count on him. Runner at second. 2 outs. That is the go-ahead run at second base. And the pitch. Ball outside. That's 3-0. So 3 balls, no strikes to Evan. And the pitch. Called strike. And it's a 3-1 count. I'll tell you what, folks, we've seen some really, so check out the videos from this weekend. Make sure you check out and subscribe to the channel because a lot of great baseball this weekend, a lot of close games. It was just fantastic. So foul ball out of play, and that's how it's a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. Game's tied 8-8 here in the 5th inning. And the pitch. Ball over the batter's head. That allows Bain to go to third. And now Evan is on with a walk. So 2-out walk issued by Nate. Brings Maximo to the plate. Maximo has flown out to left field, flown out to second baseman, and grounded out to shortstop. So he's 0 for 3. And my guess is so it's like, I think it's number 17. Griffin is going in to run for Evan. So there's a ball low. Griffin goes down to second base. It's a 1-0 count to Maximo. And runners on second and third. So the go-ahead run is at third base. And here's the pitch. It's a fly ball into right field. Right fielder's under it, makes the catch, and that's 3 outs. So 5 runs on, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs on 5 hits. 2 left, and there were no errors committed that inning. And it is a tie ball game, 8-8. So it is 8-8. We go to the top of the 6th in a very incredible battle here between 2 very good teams in the championship. Kind of back and forth after playing baseball all day and in the heat. To get to this point is pretty incredible. So this is going to come down to the wire. Like most really good baseball games. Kenny is still on the mound, by the way, for Diamond Elite. This weekend, as a matter of fact, the 2 12U games earlier today were both decided in the last innings. First one was 3-2, second was 2-1. And then the 10U game, that one, the 10U championship, the Keystone Vipers came back and put that one away and won that game. Again, some really great baseball by the Tampa Phenoms as well. The 12U games this morning was the I'll get to that in a minute here. Sorry about that. I paused on it there. That was the Tampa Phenoms against the Florida Burn, and the Tampa Heat versus Clubhouse National. All right, so it is 8-8 in the top of the 6th. So coming up here is Nate. So Nate struck out, ground out to second, ground out to short, and on deck is Wesley, who singled and scored. So Wesley is still in the game for Deegan. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball to third. Oh, wow, what a play by Maximo on third, and that's one out. Wow. Wow, nice play. Tip your hat to him. One down. It's a good hard hit by Nate. Cannot take your anything away from Nate on that one. There's Wesley. He's a shot in the center field. What a catch! I have no idea who that is. Again, I can't see the number. But wow, what a catch! Who was that? Santi hit that? Caught that? All right. So Santi caught that in center field. It's about going over his head. But wow. Two really good defensive plays by the Diamond Elites here in the top of the 6th off of two really hard hit balls. So Landon steps in. Landon has singled, grounded out to second, and grounded out to third. And it's a 1-0 count on him. So 1 ball, no strikes. And there's the pitch. Pop fly, and Maximo has it, and that's 3 outs. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. And at the end of 5.5, it is 8-8. Coming up for Diamond Elites is just like they started the 5th inning. It's going to be Landon, followed by Cooper and D'Angelo. So Landon is 1 for 3. He reached on the error, grounded out to the pitcher, and doubled. Cooper is 1 for 3. He reached on the air, flew out to right field, and singled and scored a run. Landon also scored a run. And D'Angelo is 1 for 3 as well and scored a run. He flew out to right field, grounded to the first, and singled and scored a run. All right, so here we go with the bottom of the 6th. And let's see what happens here. Wow. This game was definitely not headed in this direction as we progressed through. But last inning, Diamond Elite opened things up.
I told you we were loud, my bad. I have no voice.
Landon Grid.
Hey, I thought you said you guys were going to be loud. Come on. All right, so here we go. Landon steps in. Nate delivers. Ball outside, so it's 1-0 count now. So 1 ball, no strikes to Landon. And the pitch, ball up, and it is 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes. So Nate looks in, gets a sign from Bobby, comes set and delivers. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. And ball 4. So Landon starts with a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 6th. All right, so we're going to have another pitching change, it looks like. Let's see. And I'm not sure yet who it is. I'll let you know in just a second as soon as I catch the number. It looks like John, but we'll confirm here in a second. It is indeed John. So John is now on the mound for the Pasco Stingers. All right, so we'll let John get warmed up here. We'll take a quick break. This is the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network.
That's a good thing.
It's a fun game to announce.
It is. And I thought you said you guys were going to be loud. I haven't really heard it. It's like silence. What's going on?
We were louder than today. We're all out of gas. I know I am.
This game itself is taking it out of everybody.
Bro, we've been through three of these this weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, John.
Hey, I need something hard here.
All right, so here we go. Cooper steps in. And John gets set. Nope, he checks the runner at first. And here is, nope, over to first again. Trying to keep the runner close to first base, as that would be the go-ahead run. Wow, it is the go-ahead run, assuming they would score. And there's a bunt attempt, pull back, and that's a ball. Cooper has ball one on him, and Landon steals second base. Called strike, and it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Cooper. There's a line drive shot out to right field. That gets, it's a foul ball. Just hits on the right side of the foul line, and that will make it a 1-2 count to Cooper. So Landon's down at second base. The right fielder is down. I think it's the right fielder. And we'll see what happens here. There's a 1-2 count on Cooper. The right fielder, I don't know who that is, but he got hurt on the foul ball. Is that Keegan? I think it's Keegan. I believe that is Keegan, and good to see him up and back in the game. All right. It is indeed Keegan. So glad he's back and okay. It was a heck of a tryout there. He's done a really great job in right field today. As a matter of fact, the whole outfield has done fantastic. Getting the ball back in and preventing runners from advancing. So great job out there for the outfield. So there's a big gap in center field. Braden, nope. There's a ball that gets away from Bobby, and that allows, it's a 2-2 count, by the way, and that allows the go-ahead run to get to third base. Seven? I thought it was 12 of you. Okay. It's 10 you that's 65. All right. All right, so the winning run is 70 feet away. There's no outs. A 2-2 count to Cooper. D'Angelo is on deck, and here's the pitch. So ground ball to first, fielded, throw home, not in time. And Diamond Elite come back and won this one 9-8. Unbelievable. And that is the ball game, folks. Final score, Diamond Elite 9, Pasco Stingers 8. I want to thank all of you for joining us here on the broadcast of the Holiday Home Run 2 tournament here at Canal Park. And on this great evening of baseball, this is Doc from the Tampa Bay USAA Sports Network. I want to thank Visit stpclearwater.com, Tampa Bay USAA, Tim Labus, the tournament director, and all the site directors, multimedia teams, site field crews, as well as the players, parents, and coaches. Happy holidays, everyone, and we'll see you next year. Good night, everybody.